What's up, dirt nerds? I'm George, and it is Dirt 30. Let's see what we're going to be digging into today. What's up, everybody? I hope you're having a wonderful day. I know I am. Well, it's decent. Clouds are still above. Cold. Not much for the cold. But, meh. It's weather. It's what we got to deal with. It's part of living in the mountains. So, obviously, as you read, today we're going to be dealing with black sands. This is my method. This is how I do it. There's obviously other methods. There's other ways to do it. There's better ways to probably do it. This is just how I deal with heavy black sands and really fine gold with just a pan and a snuffer bottle. There's tricks, tips, all kinds of things that you can get on all kinds of videos. So please, always do yourself a favor. Do all the research you can. Watch all the videos you can. Practice, practice, practice. The little lead shot trick that I taught in my last class, or my first class there, it's invaluable. You know, I mean, because number one, you're not wasting your gold. You're not going to lose gold. You're just playing with lead and dirt, you know, just a heavy material and dirt. So you're not losing anything. And even if you do lose a piece of lead, you're not losing anything. So practice, practice, practice. Make sure that you know what you're doing before you go out into the field and dig for gold out live, or even mailbox prospecting. You know, that's a little bit easier because you can contain all your material. Everything's right there. But when you're prospecting out in the wild, you know, out for real, you know, you don't always have a catch tub sitting right there. You know, if you're sampling and whatnot, you got to be real careful with your pans and that you're not throwing your gold right back out into the river that you just dug it out of. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna get you set up. I'm gonna put together all my equipments and whatnot and everything I need, and we'll get down to some class. Hopefully I'll show you a little something you didn't know before. If you already knew it, hopefully this will just be entertaining enough and you'll enjoy watching anyway. All right, everybody, be right back. So real quick, start off with, you're gonna need a few things. Obviously some dirt, all your good cons. This is one of my collections of black sands. There's nothing in there but magnetics. That's all heavy black sands, all just ready to make more black sand nightmares. A couple of pans, one obviously much larger than the other, so that you have something to pan into and catch your material that you're panning off. Oh, hang on a second, neighbor's going by with a trailer. Kind of loud. All right, so a couple of good spoons. I chose, and I got my big tablespoon, and I also have a little tiny teaspoon. So make yourself get yourself a pipette or snuffer bottle, something to pick your gold up with. And then obviously, like I said, you got your pan. And then with the water, you can use either a jet dry or a little bit of Dawn dish soap works just fine as well. Just something to break the surface tension of the water so that when you're panning, your little tiny bits of gold don't float away. So today I'm going to be working with, I got 5 tiny little bits in there. I got one decent little flake, 4 little tiny bits. I'm not using straight fly poo because I want you to be able to see the gold, and I want to be able to find it, you know, and show you. I mean, I can find it all. I can find the fly poos, but I want you to be able to see what I'm working with too. And these are really, really, I mean, we're talking little itty bitty, tiny little bits of gold. There's 5 little bits in there. So should be able to work with that pretty easy. And then I'm gonna put it in with some black sands and we'll get to some classes. Hang on one more second. So here we go. So there are many tips that you can use, many things, you know. You can use magnets to separate the black sands out from your material to help make it easier to try to find the gold. Only problem is, if you're in an area that only has really fine gold and really heavy, large black sands, that right there is going to take your gold away. So let me show you what I'm talking about. Throw a little teaspoon of some black sand nightmare in here. Just a small teaspoon, little itty bitty teaspoon. I'll go ahead and put that right down in there. Okay. Now I'm going to show you that this is all magnetized materials. So I can pick pretty much every bit of this out. Alright, there we go. Looks like I do got a little bit of extra sand in there, so I'm going to take and kick that extra sand out, because for this experiment, all I want is just the magnetics. We're going to go ahead and kick that aside. That right here. Okay, so all magnetics, right? Let's go ahead and take the magnet out, drop all the magnetite back into the pan. Now we're going to take my gold, and we're going to put it right in the middle of that pile. There we go. You can see that there. Right there. That you can pretty much see that nice little yellow spot right in the middle of all that black. Okay. So, now if I was to take my magnet and go right over the top of that, guess what happens? My gold is gone. Oh wait, one piece made it through. One little specker right there didn't get trapped. So out of the 5 pieces of gold, there's only 1 left in the pan. The others are trapped up here in the magnetics. So magnets do work, but only if you have really big gold and really small black sand. So with that aside, magnet, okay, but not if you're dealing with really fine flour gold or small gold. So again, if say you have a huge bag of concentrates, you have a whole big ton of black sand, so when you're say you're out in the field and you're panning and you see gold, you're not going to sit there and take your time out there in the field and pan down to just the gold and try to get all the black sands out of the way. No, when you're in the field, you're going to take your snuffler bottle, you're going to see your little line of gold up there with all that black sand, and you're going to suck every bit of all that up. So when you come home, you're going to have a big old fat wad of black sand in your bottle. So now this is what you're going to do with that. I dry it out. That way it makes it a little easier to scoop. And you take yourself a teaspoon, tablespoon if you're feeling froggy, but I always start 1 teaspoon at a time. Take 1 teaspoon at a time of black sand. That's literally all I would do at a time when I'm panning down black sand. Okay? Bring my water up here. Now, I do black sands the same way I do any other pan. Stratify, stratify, stratify. Get it all liquid, get everything fluid, get it moving. Because this gold is very small and the black sand is very heavy, there's a strong potential that the gold is not going to settle back. It's going to stay forward. So just like I always say, just you're going to do a nice forward to back rock. You're not going to do no swishes, no swirls. Just nice and gentle. Rock it forward, rock it back. Let the water carry the material down. And just keep your eyes on it. Just keep going. Nice and steady, nice and slow. Key thing when you're dealing with black sand, patience. Do not be in a huge hurry. If you're in a huge hurry, this is not the sport for you. So, give her a little settle back. Bring the water forward, resettle again, and then just keep washing, and then keep watching, because again, you're dealing with fine gold. The gold can travel with this black sand. It can travel with this material. I just keep going, back, forth, back, forth, back, forth. Once I get a large amount of debris in the forward field, then I settle it down, get all that stuff settled back and away, resettle everything forward, and keep going. Again, patience, patience, patience. Black sand is very heavy. It doesn't want to move as easily as everything else. Again, keep it fluid, keep it moving, and just keep going. So, I know there is 5 flakes of gold down in here, and I can keep seeing the first 2 popping up. Now, the reason I do what I'm doing, because the gold will start to appear on the outer edges of the pile. So you see I got my little, this is my wash back. There's all the debris that I washed away. So I keep the water going up this way and then bring it down the middle. So I bring both sides in, and that pushes all the gold from the sides into the middle, and then gets it to settle that way as well. That actually brings your gold from the sides in, so, and then you can watch the middle instead of having to watch all the debris and everything washing off one side. You can easily cover your gold and it'll just stay hidden, and it'll just travel right down and away. This way it gives you a nice wide field to see the gold coming down, so you don't miss any bits. And you just keep going. I'm going to wash some more here. Back and forth, back and forth. Just nice and gentle. Sometimes you can add a little bit of vigor to it, because again, black sand is heavy. Now I've got most of what I believe is the pile to get rid of. You can take that right off to the edge here, and then just like you're panning, just nice, same thing, just nice and easy, straight in, straight back. Just wash that sand down. This way you can also watch for the gold that you've missed. So if anything went down, this gives you a second chance to catch it before you dump it into your trap or into your catch pan. So I'm pretty sure I didn't see anything go past me, so I'm gonna go ahead and shake that down. So now, let's say you're dealing with a lot of fine gold, like this thing was loaded, like I had thousands of bits of gold in with this little tiny spoonful. So what I do is, again, have yourself a nice little pipette so that you can snag them, or a snuffer bottle, either way. I like my snuffer bottle, so as you're going and you're washing and you see a fleck of gold pop up, you can take your snuffer bottle. Yep, I actually got it down in there. Look at that. There we go. Look, so you can take your snuffer and actually use the point of it to push the gold where you want it to be, instead of sticking your fingers in there and then potentially having it get lost into your fingernail or just disappear. Use the point of the snuffer bottle, because most of them have an angled tip to it. See how there's a little angle to it? Use that point. Push your gold to an open area. Same over here. Look, there's the other ones. There we go. There's 2. There's number 3. There's number 4. And here's number 5. I got all 5 bits, and they were in the very bottom corner of my pan, so I actually had it washed down pretty well. So now, take your snuffer bottle, and all 5 bits of gold are in your bottle. And you can shuffle through that again, see if there's any more. I know there isn't, because this is all my tailings for my black sand nightmares, but that's all you really have to do. Go through it. Okay, I don't see nothing else. Dump that into your catch bucket. Grab your next teaspoon, take another teaspoon of material, throw it in, go through, using your snuffer bottle, use your tools. Don't need to use your fingers and get your oils from your skin in there, contaminate the water, make your gold float away. Use that snuffer bottle. That tip of that snuffer bottle has a point edge for a reason. It's so you can you can move all of that gold over into a pile. You don't have to touch it. That way it doesn't get lost under your fingers or under your fingernails or stuck to your finger and then gone. Just move it all down into a pile. Even if you take a little black sand up with you, it's okay. Suck all that little extra bit, and then when you're done, dump this out into a pan. Do the same thing again. Settle it all into a corner, tap it over, get your black sands to move away, or use your snuffer bottle and move the gold away from the black sands. Suck it up, wash away the black sand, do it again until there's nothing left but gold in the bottle. The other thing you can do, again, magnets with a magnet, is once you've gotten all your gold out, I always dry mine in a small ceramic, a little one of those little ceramic baking dish things. Come on. Number 5 is hiding. The little specker's hiding. Probably stuck on the lid. But take and you dump that into the ceramic, into your little dish or whatever you dry your gold on. Get it all dry. Get everything separated. Up there it is, hiding up there in the corner. There's all 5. So get everything all dried up, and then you get yourself a very weak magnet, refrigerator magnets, like a small black, soft refrigerator magnet, anything that is not like a neodymium or earth magnets or any of those super strong magnets. You get something really weak, just strong enough to pull the black sand away from the gold. So if there's any tiny little tidbits, you can just really gently just draw them up and away, and you don't have to touch the gold, don't have to touch nothing. The little bits of black sand, I actually pulled a little bit up. Let me show you so you can see it on there. I peeled a little bit away with my super magnet, but be careful when you're doing strong magnets around your gold, because you don't want to take your gold away. So there you go. Just like that. That's how I deal with black sands. Patience. Do a small amount at a time. Even if this was wet, you can still scoop from one pan to another. Just do a small bit at a time. If all you have is a pan to work with, your best option is patience. Do a small bit at a time. Collect your bits of gold that you find in each spoonful, and then just keep going. I did a 3-pound black sand freak bag. It was a freaking nightmare. It took 3 days to do those 3 pounds, doing it my way. But I guarantee you, I got every single speck of gold out of that dirt. And I didn't use the little mini sluice setup. I don't have, I couldn't. I tried, and the first scoop filled the tray, and the gold was just flowing right across the top. I was watching it run down the middle of the tray, or of the trough. So that, in a nutshell, is how I deal with and handle black sands. Patience, and just small amounts, man. Just small amounts. That's it. Make sure that you have a catch pan, something that you can redo your material. So if I didn't find all 5 of those specks of gold that I knew I put in there, I got them right here. I can go back, I can repan this again, I could do this over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Just dump the water out, get all the material reclaimed, rinse it off back into this pan or another pan, and scoop it off and just keep going and pan it until I'm 100% positive that I found every speck of gold in the material, and then it can go away. And so, there we have it. Sorry it's not a big, momentous, mind-bending revelation. Patience. It's not a new concept. It's been around for a while. Patience is the key to finding every single speck of gold in black sands. That and or really expensive equipment. I'm sure there's a way you can possibly make a Miller table for relatively cheap. I've seen, but how efficient and how effective they are all depends on how good of a builder you are, and then dealing with all the math that goes into it, the proper angle, the proper water flow, having the right texture so that it actually holds the gold and lets the black sand go away. That's a tough. That's more than I want to deal with. So, just a pan, a snuffer bottle, pipette, something like that. I prefer using the snuffer bottle because that way, as soon as I get it moved, the gold moved over out of the way, you just suck it right up and done. Pipettes, I've never really used them that much. Just because there really isn't a trap, so when you suck the gold up, you have to make sure that you're over something so that if it drips back out, you don't drip it on the ground and there goes your gold. So, but yeah, patience, and just keep doing it over and over and over. Again, one of my biggest tips, biggest things that I do when it comes to dealing with a lot of heavy material and a lot of fine gold, just do a small little bit at a time. Doesn't matter how big your pan, even if you're using a Garrett Super Sleuth, one tablespoon, 1 teaspoon, whatever you feel more comfortable with, just do a tiny little bit at a time, and then that way you can see what all's going on. You can, you're not overwhelming yourself with a big mountain of dirt. And then trying to find all the gold in this big pile, and it's like, it can be overwhelming. Like I say, when I did that 3 pounds, ooh, I wasn't expecting all that. That was some chunky, thick black sand. I mean, it was really coarse. It was large granules. The gold was way smaller than the black sand, so it was, it took a minute. It took some patience. But like I said, I took my time. I just did a teaspoon at a time. And I can guarantee you I found every bit of gold in there that can be found with the naked eye. So there you have it. There's Dirt 30 Panning 101 in a nutshell. Still kind of one more class. I want to go out and do one more live video, or one more video out in the field, one more actual prospecting in the field. But I have something coming in the mail that kind of excited for. The weather is turning like really, really, really quickly on us up here. It's not, I don't know how much more longer I'm going to be able to be going out and playing outside. Just because it's all going to be weather pending now, because it's ugly. It's cold. It's raining. It's storming. The wind's blowing. All the stuff's starting to fall out the trees. Here comes fall and winter. I don't hate winter. I just don't like it because everything freezes and you can't go metal detecting. You can't go prospecting. I don't really want to go outside. So, but there's always coin roll hunting. That is my go-to for the winter. When there's nothing else I can do outside, there's still stuff I can do inside. Even mailbox prospecting. Panning, you can set up a little panning station inside. Make sure you throw down some towels, just because you might get wet. And just go have yourself some fun that way. Never hurts. Just to have something to do, have something to keep going, keep finding the gold. Pay dirts are not a guarantee that you're going to get rich, that you're going to strike it rich in any way, shape, or form. They're just for fun. They're for a good time. And again, Tom's Gold Dirt is a really good one. As I just, Tom's Gold Dirt. It's a good dude. Has great pay dirt. Give him a try if you're ready to throw down with some pay dirts. Tom's is a great one to start with. I know there's a lot of pay dirts out there on the market. Oh God, eBay is just overwhelmed. A lot of it, I think, is the same dude just selling under different names, and it's not that good. Beware what you buy for pay dirts on eBay or Amazon or anywhere without doing your research first. If you don't see a guaranteed amount of gold to the bag, make it worth, where you can say, okay, well, that's value is about half of what I'm paying. So a 50% ROI or 50% return of your investment is not bad. That's about average. Anything above that, you're doing awesome. So, and I know most all the pay dirts that I sold, most of you were at least a 50% or higher, because most of them went on auction. I only sold a couple directly, for a flat price. And there in some of the ones that went on auction, yeah, there's a couple folks that made out like bandits. I think the lowest one was like $17.50 plus shipping, and it was a half a gram of gold plus coins and all kinds of other gems and stuff. So it was made out like a bandit. You know who you are. All right, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the classes. I hope they were helpful. I hope they at least, gave you some insight as to, well, I used to do this, but maybe I'll try that. Or it's like, hey, you know what? I've already done that. Didn't work for me, but good on you. Either way, I appreciate you all watching. I appreciate all your comments. I appreciate your views. And I absolutely appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you all, Dirt Nerds. I will see you for the class finale, which will be me out live digging somewhere. Maybe not live, but me out digging for real, looking for some gold, pointing out where I'm at, what I'm doing, as far as where I'm at on the water, the inside bend, behind big rocks, in the flow of the bend, where I see large deposits, looking for packed deposits, loose deposit, all of that fun stuff. That's a whole nother set of lessons coming, folks. So I hope you all are having a wonderful evening, a wonderful afternoon, or a wonderful day. Because wherever you are, it is Dirt 30. You can go dig in that dirt. Go look for some gold. Go hunt for some treasures or some relics. Go to your local thrift shop. See if you can find some scrap silver that you can melt and make yourself a treasure. Some comic books, anything. Whatever it is. Whatever you want to do. Whatever you like to do. It's all out there waiting for you. You just got to get up, get out, go do it. Love you all, and I'll see you soon.